Welcome to our physics class. Last day we learned about the shadow, condition for the formation of shadow, characteristics of the shadow, umbra and penumbra. Today we learn about the point source and extended source of light. What is the point source and what is the extended source of light? Any source of light that has a negligible extent is called a point source of light. Mark it, mark with pencil. The source may be small as in light from a pinhole, or the source may be large but sufficiently distant so that it can be considered as a point. For example, stars. We are considering star as a point source because it is too much formed from the earth. That's why. An extended source, mark it, an extended source of light passes an extent or radius. The sun and a torch beam are the example of extended sources of light. An extended sources of light produces shadows with blunt edge. Blunt edge. We are getting the blunt edge shadow with the extended source. Shadow from a point source of light. We know that a point source is very small source of light. Let us perform activity 3 to see what kind of shadow is formed by a point source of light. To study a shadow formed by a point source of light, materials required a torch, black paper, a ball and a cardboard. What procedure we are following? Cover the front of the torch with a black paper and make a pinhole. We make on the top black paper a small hole in the center of the paper. This torch now acts as a point source of light because the other part of the torch is covered by the black paper. This torch now acts as a point source of light. So, also placed a cardboard behind the ball as shown in the figure. As we switch on the torch, the ball forms a shadow which consists only of the umbra. We are getting only the umbra part, not the penumbra part. So point source of light, we are getting only the umbra part. The characteristics of the shadow formed by a point source of light. From activity 3, we can see that the shadow formed by a point source of light is always uniformly dark. There is no grey part. It has only umbra region, sharp at the edges and bigger than the size of the object. This is the characteristics of the shadow, which one is formed by a point source of light. Shadow formed an extended source of light. Now the shadow formed by the extended source of light. The shadow formed by the extended source of light consists of two parts, umbra and penumbra. In your book, you see the figure. There is a candle, which one is an extended source of light. The shadow formed by the source of light is smaller than the object. The source of the light, there are two cases. When the source of light smaller than the object, when the source of light bigger than the object. So first case, we consider the source of light smaller than the object. When an object larger than an extended source of light is placed in the path, we will notice that the shadow has two distinct regions, mainly the umbra and penumbra. The umbra, which one is the umbra? You see that one, the middle part is the umbra, other part is the penumbra. These are the penumbra. Gray part is the penumbra. So what is that one's? of the screen, you will observe the size of the umbra is larger than the object. If the screen is moved away from the object, the portion B, you will observe that the size of the umbra and the penumbra increases. So when we increase the distance between the screen and the obstacle or the object, the shadow increases its size. The shadow formed when the source of light is larger than the object. When the source of light is larger than the object, then what type of shadow we will get? You see that once the umbra part is smaller, when we take the screen away from the object, the umbra part is again decreases. So when the source of light is bigger than the object, then the umbra part is smaller than the penumbra part. When we remove the screen from the object, the umbra part more smaller than the previous one. So when an object smaller than an extended source of light is placed in the path, the shadow formed also consists of an umbra and penumbra both. The umbra in the case is very small, as shown in the position. The umbra is not only smaller than the object but also smaller than the penumbra. If the screen is moved away from the object to the next position, then the size of the umbra becomes even smaller. The screen is kept moving, the umbra will go on reducing in size, and the stage will come when it will vanish completely. So when the umbra, that means shadow, vanished, when the conditions are there, when the obstacle or object is smaller than the source of light and the screen is far away, where there will be no umbra part. That's why the birds fly high in the sky, does not cast any shadow on the earth. Here, what is the source of light? Sun is the source of the light. Which one very bigger than the obstacle bird or the aeroplane? Anything we can say. But the screen is the earth. It is too much far away from the obstacle. So there will be no umbra part reach to the earth. So there will be no shadow on the earth. Next is eclipse. What are the eclipse? In our solar system, the sun is only luminous body, whereas the earth and the moon are non-luminous. They become visible only when the light of the sun falls on them and gets reflected. We know that the earth revolves around the sun while the moon revolves around the earth during their revolution. Sometimes the earth, the moon and the sun comes in the same plane and lie in a straight line. This happens only full moon day and new moon day. In this situation, either the shadow of the earth falls on the moon or the shadow of the moon falls on the earth. Such situations are called eclipse. There are two possibilities of eclipse formation: solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. We have to practice the figure solar eclipse. This figure solar eclipse, and this is the annular solar eclipse. But here they are, see that one, here they are finishing the as a point source. It is not the point, it not comes and meet at a point. Understood? There will be little bit gap. Here it is given, but you can see that once it is a point, but it is not a point. Little bit gap is there between the two rays. Between the two rays, little bit gap is there. Okay, now come to the solar eclipse. When the moons come, mark it. When the moon comes between the sun and the earth, the shadow of the moon falls on the earth. the part of the earth covered by the shadow of the moon becomes dark during the daytime, and the sun is not visible from there for some time. This is called a solar eclipse. Up to here, only a part of the earth gets covered by the shadow of the moon. As the moon is much smaller size than the earth, the part of the earth that falls on the umbra region of this shadow does not receive any light of the sun for the sometimes and experiences total solar eclipse. So when the earth is the part of the earth gets covered by the shadow of the moon, when the earth is comes in the umbra region, totally there will be no light, and that is the total solar eclipse. Why? Because from the region of the umbra there will be no lighted part. But when the earth is in the region of penumbra, partially it gets light from the sun. So it is partial solar eclipse. That is the partial solar eclipse. There are three types of solar eclipse: total solar eclipse, partial solar eclipse, and annular solar eclipse. We will go to the annular solar eclipse next. As the moon moves in its orbit, the position of this shadow changes very fast. So the total solar eclipse lasts for only a minute or two. The part of the earth that falls in the penumbra region experiences a partial solar eclipse. A solar eclipse can occur only a new moon day, as the dark side of the moon faces the earth. These are the total solar eclipse. What is the total solar eclipse? In key points also you can learn: the sun is completely blacked by the moon or blocked by the moon. Partial solar eclipse: the sun is partially blocked by the moon. Now, what is the annular solar eclipse? An annular solar eclipse occurs when the tip of the umbra falls on the earth. Tip of the umbra. Just there is a very little bit gap between the two rays. So its tip of the umbra falls on the earth. During the annular solar eclipse, the sun does not appear at all. Only a bright ring of light called corona is visible. So it appears as it is a diamond ring shining in the sky. That is the annular solar eclipse, or we can say it is a diamond ring, or we can say it is a corona of the universe. That one's lunar. Now we come to the lunar eclipse. When the earth comes between the sun and the moon, the shadow of the earth falls on the moon. The earth comes between the sun and the moon. The earth, here is the earth comes between the sun and the moon. Here also the two rays does not meet at a point. It looks like a meet at a point, but it's not meet at a point. There is little bit gap between the two rays. There is little bit gap. If you want, you can make the gap larger. When you draw the figure, you make the gap larger. Okay. Now, when the earth comes between the sun and the moon, the shadow of the earth falls on the moon, and the moon becomes invisible for some time. This is called lunar eclipse. Up to here. When the moon lies completely in the umbra of the earth's shadow, it does not receive any light from the sun. Mark it again. And it does not reflect any light, so the moon is not visible to us at all. This is called total lunar eclipse. When the moon lies, up to here, total lunar eclipse. When the moon lies in the penumbra region of the earth's shadow, it receives some light from the sun. This light is reflected by the moon and reaches us on the earth. So the penumbra region, the moon is visible, but it is less bright than normal. Moon is visible. One part of the moon is visible, or the total part of the moon is visible, but it is not that much bright as other full moon day. As the moon begins to enter the umbra, the part of the moon inside the umbra becomes invisible. So we can see only that part of the moon which is in the penumbra. It is called partial lunar eclipse. Soon the whole of the moon enters the umbra, resulting a total lunar eclipse. The moon then begins to come out of the umbra on the other sides. As it enters the penumbra, it becomes gradually visible, resulting in a partial lunar eclipse again. A lunar eclipse occurs only occurs in a full moon day, as the bright sides of the moon faces the earth. Okay, you can make the concept map in a chart paper after your pre-annual unit test. And other two, the solar eclipse and lunar eclipse, also you draw the different chart paper after your pre-annual unit test. Now you know objects that can give out light by themselves are called luminal object. Already we learned these things, so now you know these ones also you learn from the book. This is our solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, and when the source of light is extended, then the object, another is the source of the light is smaller than the object or obstacles. And we learn about the characteristics of the shadow by the point source of light. There is only one part, but when the source is extended, there are two options. One is bigger than the object, one is smaller than the object. So we complete the exercise. This exercise light, already I am giving you the question answer of this part of this exercise in your live class. If there will be any doubt, I solve your problem. Okay, then today up to this.